Most students go to Google first for their research needs, and most simply type their search terms, hoping to land resources that they can use. Searching this way is akin to taking a sip of water from a gushing fire hydrant. It's rather ineffective. But there are features in Google that can make searching for information more productive. Let's assume that you are conducting research on Nelson Mandela. If you begin by typing his last name in Google, you'll receive more than 246 million results. If you added his first name, the results are now reduced to nearly 81 million. Of course, this is still way too much. But the idea is that the more specific your search, the more manageable the results become. If you added quotation marks around his name, Google returns around 40 million results. That's still a huge amount, but it has significantly decreased from the previous search. Basically, you're telling Google that you only want the precise keywords in the prescribed order. This type of search is known as phrase searching. Simply use quotation marks around your search term. Before proceeding, let's go ahead and address Wikipedia. Wikipedia tends to be the first result in many searches, and though the source provides good background information on the search topic, professors tend to steer students away from Wikipedia. The ability to edit information on some of the Wikipedia sites makes it less attractive to researchers. Use it to find background information and develop a set of keywords from the content, but check with your instructor first before citing Wikipedia sources. Recall earlier that being specific with your searches helps to narrow the results. Let's pretend you're actually looking for information on Mandela and his willingness to forgive those who had wronged him. If you search for Nelson Mandela, in quotes, and the word forgiveness, the results are now a little over 1 million. In fact, as you browse the results list, you can see that many of the articles are quite relevant to the topic. 1 million results is still rather high. You can manipulate Google further by searching specific domains simply by adding the text site : followed by your domain of choice. For our purpose, let's use the .edu domain, which covers educational institutions. So our search would look like this: Nelson Mandela, in quotation marks, forgiveness, site : edu. Now, we are down to less than 15,000 results. Other popular domains that are used in this search manner include .gov and .org. Several of the sources from this recent search indicate that they are educational blogs. Let's assume that you would rather not use blogs in your research. You can simply deploy the same search terms followed by the statement -blog. The results now whittle down to about 11,000. The minus sign is used to exclude a certain word from the overall results. In this case, we chose to omit the word blog. As you browse the latest results, you can see that there are several relevant ones to your initial undertaking, which is to find information on Nelson Mandela and his willingness to forgive. You can even use this strategy for searches like dolphins -football, which will yield more results on the marine mammal rather than the Miami Dolphins football franchise. Let's pretend that you heard from your teacher or classmates that they came across a really good opinion piece in the New York Times about Mandela's forgiving nature. Again, you can use the phrase search by encapsulating Nelson Mandela in quotes. Then you can add a level of specificity by including the search term forgiveness. Next, you can narrow the search to include only the New York Times by entering the search string, site : nytimes.com. Finally, you can add the word opinion. Less than 400 results now appear, and the first one hits the mark. So let's do a quick review of how to effectively search in Google. 1. Use quotation marks to phrase search. 2. Make your search terms more specific. 3. Use site : followed by a domain to search within that domain, like .edu or .gov. 4. Deploy the minus sign to omit specific words from the search results. 5. Use site : followed by a website's main URL to search within that site. An example of this would be site:/miracosta.edu. 6. Create search strings using one or more of these strategies to find better and more useful results. There are more tricks to using Google effectively, but what has been introduced thus far should be enough to get you started. As always, if you need help, just ask a librarian.